Well, the Canadian Tire Centre started out with some Halloween vibes because 15 minutes before the expected puck drop, there was a power outage. We kind of went crazy here in the booth wondering what had happened. Players were still in the middle of warm-ups, and then puck drop was delayed until 7:32. It was a very strange beginning. And Mark, how would you describe the drama and maybe something that might have been happening in the dressing room?
Yeah, when you're a player, you're a creature of habit, right? And me being a former player, of course, I've never really experienced something of this nature. Of course, there's been delays and whatnot on ice, but I think it does throw a wrench in your routine. And I think for those that maybe are a little bit more rigid in those routines, and of course, for those of you out there that know about hockey players, there are plenty of them. So I think all in all, it was tidy work by the Sens, though, Claire, and I think a power outage like that, it makes for a great story. But once that puck drops, you move forward.
And that was a view of our TV truck. No, it's not haunted. That was just all the lights that we were trying to power up for a long time. But everything was really delayed at the Canadian Tire Centre. You know what wasn't delayed? The Senators' start, because they got off to an electric beginning. 3 goals in the first period, and break it down for our Mark.
Well, and I think you're spot on. I mean, and it started with the Josh Norris goal, followed by Noah Gregor, and then Tim Stützle with a beautiful individual effort. But really, all in all, what I liked, they were prepared tonight. They came out to play. It was a tough road trip for them out west. They came back. It's not always easy when you come back. And then that second period where typically they might kind of fall back a little bit, if you will. Brady Tkachuk with 2 power play goals gave them an extended lead, followed by Adam Gaudette at the end of the second period. And then that strong play just continued. They take a bit of a step back, which is very natural when you have a big lead, but and maybe a couple undisciplined penalties towards the end of the game, which eliminated the opportunity for Linus Ullmark to get the shutout. But I think all in all, that team, tidy work by the Ottawa Senators tonight. Travis Green will be very happy with it.
Yeah, the biggest goal differential for the Ottawa Senators since 2006. Now, the power outage wasn't the only wacky thing we saw at the Canadian Tire Centre. In the warm-ups, or actually pre-game, the Zamboni broke down. There was a hydraulics issue. Okay, this is smoke coming out of the Zamboni. And so, you know the Sensplex that's just down the street? I think it's a 15, 20-minute drive, or not that much.
20-minute walk. It's about 1.5 kilometers.
Yeah, but let us know what happened, Mark.
Well, I don't know. I mean, all I know is that we saw some footage, and I'm sure it was viewer footage from the road on site. But, I mean, here's a shot of it. Sean Kavanagh, a Zamboni driver from the Sensplex, that's where the Ottawa Senators practice, drove all the way down the road in a storm. I don't think that picture does it justice, but it was pretty violent out there. And he was ripping down, and again, hopefully he had a parking pass, but they allowed him in, of course.
That's an umbrella.
It's a great shot there on the road, too. Could you imagine following one? But save the day, Sean Kavanagh. Shout out to you. Thank you.
I mean, he's going 6 kilometers an hour. That's the max a Zamboni can go. At least he didn't have to go down the 417. Okay, Linus Ullmark, we have to talk about him. This was his 4th start in net of the season. Coming in, there was a lot of questions, not about his health so much, but he had missed 4 games with that strain. But coming in, he had an .885 save percentage. How much of a bounce-back game was this for him?
This is huge for him, especially for a goaltender. And I don't like... I don't want to be dramatic about it, but I mean, think about this. I mean, you're coming in from the Boston Bruins, a very defensively structured and sound team, to an Ottawa Senators team that has struggled over the last couple seasons in its own end, and he had a taste of that early on in the season. But I loved his game tonight. Looked very relaxed, but more importantly, the team in front of him played well. They defended well at net front. They didn't allow a lot of second and third opportunities, so it's a great confidence builder. Not that a Vezina Trophy winner needs that per se, but it's a new building, new teammates. Good for him.
One big confidence builder, too, for the Ottawa Senators in general. This is the first time they've started a season with 5 wins in their first 9 outings since 2016-2017. Next up for the Senators, they're going to face the New York Rangers on Friday.